Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Marco Collector Gamer 77 here. Just want to let you know, decided to go ahead and move forward with upgrading my Arcade1up Marvelous Capcom cab with some Sanwa sticks and buttons. So the first thing, of course, I did order is a JLF Sanwa stick. I've gone ahead and I did switch out the gate itself already. The gate that normally comes with it is a square gate, so I decided to go for the octagonal gate. Octagonal. I can't talk today. Haven't had my coffee yet, but yeah, as you can see right here, the octagon gate. I do prefer this for the Street Fighter Capcom style games, or even SNK games. I do like the square gate for, say, arcade games and also Mortal Kombat style games. Has that nice, wonderful, satisfying micro switch sound that everybody likes. Well, at least most people like, especially if you're a fighting game fan. And this is the original gate that it comes with, if I can get it out of the packaging here. Goodness. Alright, so this is the square gate that it actually comes with, the stick itself. Of course, took that out. It's pretty easy. Fortunately, there's kind of little pins that you can just press in, and this will slide out, which is really nice. And I can show it right here, actually. So these kind of interlocking pins right here do kind of push in pretty easily with very little effort, and then once that happens, you can actually slide the whole plastic gate out. So pretty straightforward. And as you can see, this is the octagonal gate onwards, already on there. Hoping it should be straightforward, and I'm gonna hopefully use the wired connectors that's already in the Arcade1up. This pack did come with some wires already. If not, I know there are some plug and play wires online that I'll probably just pick that up, because I just don't feel honestly confident that I'd wire everything correctly if I can't use the ones that's already on there. But so far, everything that I've kind of checked online says that it's fairly straightforward and good to go. I will be taking kind of a video and shots of everything through the process, so hopefully walk everybody through. This will be for a third gen Arcade1up upgrade for the stick and the buttons. And then my next video, I'll be installing some long style half buttons on the MVSX, because I really like the sticks on the MVSX. I just need to replace the buttons. There are, of course, some other things. You do get a ball top screw-on with the Sanwa stick itself, at least for the version that I got, and also some cover plates, and also the cover for the shaft as well on the joystick. So yeah, not too bad of a kit. I may try to see if the bat top that's already in the Arcade1up fits. If that works, I'll probably use that. I am a bit more of a fan of the bat top sticks for fighting games. I know that's kind of odd. Just me though. It's my preference, but it's pretty much what I grew up with. And this is going to be another piece that's going to be needed for the upgrade. So the Arcade1up, especially third gen on, have smaller holes, which is unfortunate. I wish they would go ahead and drill their kits to fit Sanwa buttons standard. So basically, from all the checking I've done online, I've read that the holes themselves are 28 millimeters, and the buttons for Sanwa only come in 24 or 30 millimeter. So you will have to get something like this to fix, of course, to a kind of a drill machine to help Dremel it to 30 millimeters. Fortunately, it is marked. So as you can see, it's a very small kind of change. So 28 and I think some change is where the hole's currently at. It needs to be about at a 30. So I will be careful. I will have to Dremel out all 6 buttons. For the fighting, I'm not going to change the player 1, player 2 buttons or the start stop. I am just going to upgrade and change the actual fighting buttons. So they'll be the ones that are most used. You can find this 3-pack on Amazon. So of course some smaller ones as well. So a pretty decent pack. Fits in your standard kind of DeWalt electronic screwdriver. So we'll be trying these later and seeing how it goes. Again, I'm going to be very careful. I will be taking videos as I enlarge the button holes to make sure the Sanwa buttons fit. First, of course, I will try to see if I can fit the button without dremeling, and if that's the case, I'll probably go with that. But from everything I've seen, it looks like you do have to dremel just a little bit. So hopefully, I'm going to take this project slow and steady. As many of you know, the Marvel vs. Capcom cab is really hard to get right now. Arcade1up, at least John D, has not said if they're going to restock. He did say, of course, you know, it was a limited buy. So hopefully for other fans out there, fingers crossed, if you guys get a chance to pick up the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet again from Best Buy. If not, I definitely don't want to screw up my cab since it's going to be almost impossible to get a replacement. Alright everyone, we're in front of the Marvel vs. Capcom cab, and today my project is to replace the buttons and also the sticks with Sanwa parts. I actually won't be color coding the buttons. I decided to go with white buttons. I think it would contrast well with the blue team molding. So first things first, you will of course need to remove the bat top joysticks. I've already kind of started unscrewing. You can also remove the 4 corner screws. And then we'll go down to the next. After taking those 4 screws off, here is the control deck lifted up. There are going to be 6 screws, and I've removed 3 of them already. So there's 1, 2, 3 on top, 3 on the bottom. Fortunately, there's no side screws. And I did already remove the cable that connects to the LCD. There is the power piece, so be careful of that cord that goes, actually gives the LED protector sheet the light up feature. So be careful of that. So I've already removed the top 3. I'm going to remove the bottom 3 after I loosen up this wire a little bit. And then move on to the control panel now flipped over. That's the data ribbon cable that goes to the LCD. Again, I already took off the other set of screws, so this will be the set of screws that I'm going to remove. There's the power for the LED light bar that gives the little kind of sheet protector light up feature. So once I remove these screws, we should be good to go and open up the case. Right, so once you've got that box screws all the way off, and you can lift it up. Mine took a little extra finessing, as the kind of glue they put on this board here for the buttons also kind of got stuck a little bit on some parts of that cover, so you might have to wiggle just a little bit. I did carefully. Fortunately, a lot of the glue here is pretty dried out, so I might be able just to flip them off. So as you can see here are all the wires to both the joysticks. Again, these are the clones. You will need an X-Acto knife to help pry this off, just because it is, of course, glued, affixed to the board itself. And these are the buttons, fairly easy to take off. Basically, once you slide these leads off, press in on both tabs, as you can see here, and you're able to slide the buttons out. Again, these are kind of custom sizes. So these are, I think, 28 and some millimeter and some change, whereas the Sanwa buttons are 30 millimeter, which is why we'll need to drill. Closer look at the, of course, the copy gates. As you can see, this is a square gate, and again, you can definitely use. It's very serviceable. I think one of the leaderboards in one of the YouTube videos I saw actually uses stock parts and versus Sanwa. But it's really more about kind of what you like and what you feel. I think the joysticks after several hours of play now have loosened up, so they do feel a little bit better. But just to be honest, I mean, I've really kind of been trained and used to Sanwa, so I'm just more used to that sound and feel, a little bit more second nature, especially when it comes to the buttons. Of course, each one of these leads, I do recommend getting maybe a piece of masking tape to mark which ones are which. 1 player, 2 player, if it's low, medium, high. So then that way when you put in the new buttons, and fortunately the Sanwa kind of plug-in leads here are the exact same on the Sanwa ones. So there's at least no change there. The one piece I'm unsure of is the actual joystick itself. So I actually may need to purchase some extra wires. I might do it either from Focus Attack, Do It Yourself Retro, or I believe there's one other site that sells kind of just plug and play when it comes to the connections from the stick to the board itself, where you don't have to worry, everything's all done. We'll see just how detailed it is in regards to what needs to be done. If I don't feel comfortable, I'll probably pause and, you know, go ahead and do that at a later date once those wires arrive. All right, so here is the stock button that comes with the Arcade1up, and here it will be the replacement Sanwa button. Definitely a difference already. Fortunately, they're about the same size, as you can see here, so it will just slip it right in. The buttons are just a little bit different in circumference. I'm gonna try to see if I can just slide it in as is. If not, I will of course Dremel. Guys, I'm gonna stop for now. So I was able to replace all the buttons. Those weren't too bad. The Dremel was pretty easy. I was able to replace the 2-player square gate to the octagonal Sanwa gate. For some odd reason, I just could not get the other octagonal gate from Sanwa to fit 1 player, so I'm not sure what's going on. Looking at the wires themselves, I'm going to definitely have to get the Ready Patch Go pieces, because these ones are all soldered in, and I don't have a soldering iron, and I don't trust my skills. So that'll be a continuation to another project. Otherwise, all the buttons are in. I'm gonna, of course, test them to make sure that they're all good to go, but they fit pretty nicely. And we'll close it. There we go, guys. Sanwa buttons are in. Dremeled in, no problem.
Let's go, bub.
Standard sticks, but with the 2nd player, there is the octagonal gate. And you can kind of hear the difference with the contact points. And it feels a little better. Like I said, I don't know what was going on, but for some odd reason, I could not get the other octagonal gate to fit in the 1-player side. But at least the buttons all work, and they do fit. Dremel's all done. Of course, there are, some leaks, as you can see here, where on the vinyl itself it still shows the red and green, but I'm happy at least we're getting the buttons replaced. And here we go. So part 1, buttons all done. Part 2 will be once I have the other pieces to get the sticks replaced.